Hey, happy Wednesday to you guys. Trying something a little different today with as I call another episode of the Desktop Confessional. Um, I'm running this off of my iPad today. The internet, or at least the Wi-Fi, is acting a little wonky right now. So it's a little difficult to get a solid connection going. So I'm going to try my mobile device with my unlimited my unlimited data plan and all that other stuff, and just kind of giving you guys a an update as to what's going on with the world. It's been a rough couple days. Once again, we're second week of school, and it just seems like the more that I'm here, the more people are starting to ask for more miracles to happen. And I don't look like Mother Teresa, nor do I want to be. Although there was a point in time where like my parents wanted me to become a nun, but that's about as far as it gets when it comes to joining a holy order. I didn't do much like that. So with that being said, I'm dealing with changes in duties here at work, and a couple of them include, and I don't know why this is even going down the pipeline, but I've been asked to participate in supervision, which means I have to go out and do yard duty on the kids. It doesn't make sense. I'm the tech, and I mean I understand that there is a clause in my job description that says additional duties as assigned, but really though, I calculated how much time I actually lose by being a part of this of having to supervise 15 minutes in the morning and then another 20 minutes or so during the snack time, or nutrition as they call it. And I realized that I lose at least 35 minutes of time that I could be using to fix something or to try to put out a fire or something like that. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, supervision, really? Like, it doesn't make sense, but I mean, I'm going to go with it. But I did have to make a disclaimer to administration. I said, look, if another student is searching for me and finds me outside, I'm going to go straight to them and I'm going to help them first, because you have like 3 or 4 other teachers outside, watching to make sure that nobody riots, shanks each other, kills each other, something like that. And, you have enough adults to do that. I don't know why tech support has to get involved, because technically, no pun intended, I'm not in charge of that. So yeah, I'm working supervision ever so reluctantly, but it's just kind of the way I have to go with it. In addition to that, so Chromebook deployment was this week, and Chromebook deployment started on Monday and finished on Tuesday. That culminated with the students receiving their Chromebooks and then going to class, and now it's going to be business as usual until June. I mean, that's the part I'm really glad about. There was a Google Slides presentation that I worked on like straight through the first week of school just to make sure that everything was in order. Now the question is like, well, wait a minute, you had Chromebooks last year. What happened? Why didn't you have this stuff prepared last year? And I had to explain that we received Chromebooks last year a month. We were delayed a month into the school year, so we had to do alternate planning, and I didn't have deployment for these Chromebooks was different than when we're doing it this year, where we're starting out fresh. So I had to create a lot of new material this year, because this is the first time that everything has been flattened and started all over. Of course, this is something that I can't explain to administration. I can't explain to them that, hey, look, there was a forest fire last year. There was a lot of crap going on, a lot of stuff that really got dumped on me, and I'm now realizing it. As much as I'm grateful that I have a job that pays the bills, a lot of this got dumped on me, and I had to fix it. And so it made it very difficult. So a lot of things that I had to create involved Google Slides. I had to create teacher resources and presentations for the students so that they could actually do what they had to do, so that this entire Chromebook deployment of 455 units didn't end up in a giant clusterfuck, which it didn't. One of the nice things too, and I have to just shout out to my teachers, is that they did use my Google Slides presentation and they showed it to the kids, and it reduced the problems that I had to address on site at the time of deployment down to less than 24 students. That's 24 students out of 455 kids. That is hella impressive. That is a manageable amount for just me. I can do that. And the teachers helped me a lot. I'm grateful for that. It's nice that this year most of them have been reading the instructions, and I don't have to deal with teachers who really, didn't give a crap about the emails. I'm glad that they finally did. So I'm really grateful for that. Now, One of the things that did tick me off, though, is that the morning of that we were supposed to be showing these Google Slides and stuff like that, turns out that whoever was in there at one time took my Google Slides and removed one of the slides in my presentation. I reviewed the whole thing because, well, it's not that I'm a mistrusting person, but I noticed that my cover slide was missing, and I went, wait, what happened here? And my cover slide is really cute. As you know, and you've probably seen in some of my Instagrams, I use Baymax from Big Hero 6 a lot, and he's kind of become my mascot, kind of the little, like, you know, helpful person that says, hey, by the way, this is Miss M stuff. You see a Baymax, it's related to Miss M, you know, this is how it goes. So I'm like, okay, I put a really cute Baymax looking at a Chromebook and it says first time login and Zscaler login instructions, because we have a web filter that has to be logged in at the same time that you log in for the first time. No big deal, right? But why would you take off my cover photos, my cover slide? Makes absolutely no sense. Like, you don't alter my material without telling me. So I go in and sneakily overwrite the whole thing. No harm, no foul. No one complained about it. Probably no one even noticed. And they showed my original presentation as it is. It's like, please do not touch what I just spent a week on. Just show this crap to your students, get it over with, and just don't question. Okay? If you wanted to question, you should have done it during the design process. I'm not going to deal with this. So that wasn't cool. I wasn't really happy about that. And, you know, I don't understand why, you know, things have to be this way. It's like, look, you know, I don't have to, as a technology assistant, I do not have to create these kind of beautiful graphical presentations to show you guys. I could have written everything out on paper and sent it to you and you wouldn't have liked it. But I'm not a normal technology assistant, and I know that. I am a very overqualified technology assistant, and I know that. I know that. Administration doesn't understand that. And so what they're seeing that I do normally is what is like below the expectations that they want. They want me to perform miracles, and I can't do that. There are certain things I can do. For example, things that I can do right now. I can sit here on Desktop Confessionals and go, what the H is going on? But in addition to that, what I've been doing all day has been a lot of this. I've got laptops that I've been re-imaging. I got other computers I'm working on. That's a Surface right down here somewhere. And there's just a lot of stuff going on. You know, and yes, I do have a new sign. It now says, we guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes, because I'm at the point now where it's like, you're going to be trying to throw services or requests down my throat. I'm going to fight back. It's just not cool. So just to let you know, guys, I am at lunch, so I'm off the clock for the next 20 minutes or so, you know. And it's just been really annoying, especially when I came out of my my coaching meeting yesterday, you know, realizing that all of the fires that I put out over the last 2 months, all the things that you've probably seen, all the things I've talked about, you know, it was dismissed as, this is part of my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. So there really isn't much that you're doing above what you're supposed to be doing. I said, okay, that's great. Because in many cases, you're spending half your time, you know, going through everything I did wrong over the last month, which were taking a vacation, so I did that wrong. Taking a vacation at the wrong time, that was wrong. Coming to work only 3 days a week when that schedule was prearranged by my predecessor principal. Oh, that's wrong too. And not seeing an email that you forwarded because it was buried under about 75 other things. Oh, that's 3. That's really wrong. So apparently I just can't seem to do anything right. And yet, you know, the school hasn't exploded. So I'm trying to figure this one out. And then my IT liaison is the one who's asking me for all of the resources that I use that I discovered, which I'm cool with giving to him, because the new tech at the school, that where the other technology assistant jumped ship and went to a rival charter school, and I know where he went, you know, needs these things because he's going to drown if he doesn't know what I know. Now, the fun part about the person who replaced this guy, the new guy, has a master's degree in computer science, so they hired him in, and he came all the way from Chicago, and he has a master's degree in computer science. He's making about as much as me, which means it translates to, he will be gone in a year and I will guarantee it. You know, why, you know, you have a master's degree and you're not even making 20 an hour. Yeah, you're going to be gone in a year as soon as someone picks you up, and you know it. You know, this job for a lot of people is a bridge. It's a bridge. For me, it's a bridge. I don't have a choice right now. I have this, I have my videography, I have Uber, and I have whatever I can do with whatever I have. That's just the way it is. So to even just add to this, they're like, you know, other things that I'm not doing correctly. For example, you know, previous administration dropped the ball on re-upping subscriptions, which is a billing issue. The billing issue got blamed on me. I'm also dealing with roster issues on a program that wasn't even introduced to me until I had to take over after people who knew about it left. It's like, okay, I am picking up the pieces. I'm trying to do the cleanup. I'm trying to fix a lot of things. You cannot blame me for cleaning up. That's like telling the facilities manager that she's not throwing the trash away properly. It's like, dude, there's a lot. You inherited, and I'm just saying this to administration in general, the new administration that's here, you inherited a goddamn forest fire. That's just what you just did. This school is a forest fire. We are firefighters. We are putting it out. You got to help us. I can't just be here and just go having to explain the things that I have to do. You just can't do that to me. It's just not cool. So, as I was saying, I say multiple times here, is that my time here is numbered. I'm not going to spend more time than I have to do this. Now, I'm going to just kind of switch gears a little bit here, and I will say this. Despite all of the shit that's been going on, I did manage during the summer session and the 9 weeks that I was in an online class at Cal State Long Beach, which finishes this week. I can say, though, that I'm going to be getting out of that class with an A. I managed to finish all the junk, all the homework assignments, all the readings.
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know how to use VoiceOver, press Command F5 now to turn it on and set up your Mac. If you would like to learn how to use VoiceOver to set up your Mac, press the Escape key.
Yeah, so that's a computer that's almost done with setup. I'll talk to it later, but I am proud to say that even though all of this stuff happened, I did manage to finish my online course with an A. I did the math on my current point total in relation to you know, the overall rubric and syllabus, and I would have to completely bomb the last assignment with a 0 to drop to a B. I'm going. I just submitted the assignment. I think the fact that the assignment even exists is already passing. So you know what? I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. I'm good. So there's some positive stuff going on with that. So I'm done with that class. And then school for Cal State Long Beach begins in either next week or the week after. And I go back into fall session with 2 classes, one on Wednesday night and the other one on Saturday. So I'm going to be a little busy again. But I'm just grateful that you know, finishing this class through the summer has gotten me one more step toward this master's degree that's going to get me out of this hole, and it's a good thing. Also yesterday too, and you know, I discovered this, and this is just thanks to just hanging out with my massage therapist yesterday. You know, we're just talking about stuff. There's this coffee shop over in Redondo Beach called Coffee Cartel. And it's been there for like 20 plus years. And every Tuesday at 8 p.m., it's in the Riviera Village section of Redondo Beach. If you're curious about it, hole in the wall, really good. They have frappuccinos and blended drinks and boba and all sorts of things. But every evening every Tuesday at 8 p.m. they have a poetry night, and it's just really random open mic do things and featured poets. And there was a lot of just good stuff there. Lots of music, lots of spoken word, lots of expressive things that really opened my eyes to a lot. And one of the things that definitely opened my eyes to is, you know, it's hard to be in a place that makes you feel really miserable. It's very difficult to be in a place like that. And even though there are, you know, in these situations you can't get out of it, you got to do everything else that you can to just stand up and say, no, I will not take this from you, and I will do everything possible to get out of it. So that's probably the big positive thing about my Tuesday. I know that I could have driven Uber, and I'm going to probably be driving tonight and Thursday, but Yeah, I just kind of come to the point that I have to do more enriching things outside of this place, especially with how much life this place sucks out of me for 8 to 9 hours a day. And even the small things, even if it's something like putting up a sarcastic sign and waiting for someone to understand the joke, or coming up with a meme, or reminding myself by picture that, you know, what I do here, I know who it benefits, and I have to remember who I'm doing it for. And I know that everything I do is just a resume builder, and someone else is going to pick me up. I can't guarantee if they're going to treat me any better, but I know that somewhere that's going to probably pay me better is going to pick me up. It's just a matter of time. But, you know, you get to a point, though, that when you have to tell your administration, look, you know what, I'm not getting support anywhere else. You know, you got to do something or you're going to lose me sooner. I'm not saying I'm going to do this and then you're going to have to keep me. It's you're going to lose me sooner. Because I know, and I have full faith in this, is that I will find my way out of this place. I don't intend on being here for a long time, and if I am here for a long time, you know, long past this desktop confessional, I'm going to be shocked. But I will say, it's been a rough road so far. Especially because I've had to deal with the stress and the anguish of having to deal with bureaucracy and just total bullshit since pretty much December. And, you know, to have to work around this is not worth the energy it's expending out of me, but there I am, and it's what I do. But besides the point, you know, it is Wednesday, and, you know, this is the short day, so, you know, class gets out at 1:30, and then I have to do some professional development that I hope is useful. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck wasting my time again on Wednesdays. Yeah, it's a lot of that. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, if anyone's interested, Friday, though, is another league game at Toyota Sports Center. So me and the rest of the Black Lady Kings, the Dark Side, we are all going to be playing at 7:45 p.m. It's an early one, so you can return home on Friday night instead of Saturday morning. Aside from that, I'm just waiting for my professor to grade the final portion of my class, just to confirm the A that I'm going to get. I really would have to screw up pretty royally if that didn't work. But, you know, I'm paranoid. It's the Asian card. I want to do well. I wasn't being my perfectionistic self, and I missed like 8 points on an item because I forgot a paragraph. I know, I thought too hard on it. What am I supposed to do? With that being said, I'm just going to sign out now for that. For this edition of the Desktop Confessional, and I'll talk to you all later. Any questions, comments, anything else that you'd want to chime in and say hi to, you know, throw it in the comments. I'll answer back. I'm hoping to you know, get through the rest of this, because man, I will say, you know, sometimes you know, you have to vent at work. And then, you know, you work at a school and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get support. Nope. The things that I've learned about working in a middle school, yes, you have to find your allies, because it can guarantee the office, if the lead person hates you, just like that person hates everyone else, you're stuck. You're up shit's creek without a paddle, and you know, it is what it is. So, another point of advice is, if I make a Google site, just don't alter it, please. Just don't. I can't deal with that. Alright, until tomorrow, or until another time that I post these, I will talk to you all later. Be good. Don't blow anything up. And if you do, hide the bodies.